Hello, everyone. Today we are having this very interesting session with Natasha Shetty on grooming, and this time it is for girls. We earlier had a session for men, and I hope it was helpful for you all. And today we are going to ask Natasha, how do women dress up for the office? How do they build their corporate wardrobe? And what is it all about? So Natasha is there with us to help us. And Natasha is an image consultant. She is an engineer who has been working with a lot of companies. She's worked with the Tatas, Bosch, Span Infotech, and then she pursued her passion in grooming and etiquette. And what I love about Natasha is what you say, Natasha, that your image is your resume. So, Natasha, would you tell us, the viewers, why is your image so very important, especially when you start working?
Okay. So, in the corporate world, when we go out there and you put your step forward, so the image that you carry plays such an important role because, as you know, first appearances are your last appearances. Like your first impressions matter the most. So, as everyone knows, it just takes like 7 seconds to form that first impression. So in that 7 second, a person who looks at you cannot actually look at you like your characteristics or how you are from the inner side, but only your attire or maybe your looks. So that is why image is so important, and what you carry, your clothing, it communicates a lot. So that is why whenever you step into the corporate world, you have to put your best foot forward.
All right. So, Natasha, is there any difference when you dress up for your office? Because in general, students dress up for their college, and then they think there's not much of a difference. Do you feel there's a lot of difference? And if so, what are the things that they have to keep in mind? And this specifically for women.
Yes. So it is going to be a transition from a casual to a formal attire, or you can call it as a casual to a business casual. So when you're in college, you would be more likely wearing uniforms, and over the weekends would be like even ladies would be into denims or salwars or kurtas. So the same thing cannot be taken forward into the professional world because you need to appear more formal, more professional. You need to appear more credible. So yes, there needs to be some change in your dress. So picking up formal clothes. So when I say formal clothes, it means like clothes which are more structured. Okay, when I say structured, they are like the fabric is firmer, they are more tailored, and the colors also. When you talk about colors, darker colors are more formal compared to lighter colors. Even when you say solids, now for example, a plain shirt is more formal compared to something which is more patterned. So that way, these small elements contribute a lot. So you'll have to pick up pieces which can enhance your personality and which can help you look more professional.
Okay, Natasha. Now, you categorize the different types of formal dresses that women can incorporate in their wardrobe?
Yes. So if first of all, there are two major categories. Is one is your Western dressing and another is your Indian dressing. So let's start about Western dressing now. So when I say Western dressing, so you ladies have options from trousers to skirts to dresses. Okay. So now when I say trousers, again, you'll have to ensure like what kind of a fabric it is and how printed it is. So preferably go for something which is solid or in a black color or a charcoal gray, or you can go for something like a beige, which is a lighter shade of brown, or khakis also work well. And then coming to skirts. Now, skirts, like some people, you see skirts which are like too tight or too short, which is worn to the workplace. Now, these might not lend a very formal message, and also it makes the wearer also uncomfortable. Now, when you're sitting with a short skirt and then you cross your legs, your thighs are visible. So this might not communicate a very good message in your workplace. Another thing, even dresses are great options. Now you have like a lot of these retail brands coming out with very good dresses. So like a straight cut dress which falls on your knee or maybe a half an inch below your knee are good options. Then so that's about the Western clothes, and then you can always go with a blazer. So that is one thing I expect everyone to invest in one pair of blazer, so that any dress you just put on that blazer is just going to bring up that professional element. Yeah, that's one thing. And when it comes to Indian wear, now people who are not very comfortable with Western, let's say they're not comfortable with skirts and dresses and trousers, then you can still carry your Indian attire very well. So one thing, yes, obviously there is a sari, but then not a lot of younger ladies would be, they would be comfortable with carrying a sari around. So then you have your salwars and your kurtas. Now again, salwars and kurtas, when I say, these have to be tailor made. So you have to get them stitched, and it has to be either a crisp cotton or a silk salwar. Again, I would recommend people not to wear a legging or anything which is like, the chiffon or the georgette material, which is again flowy. So, as I said, the fabric plays a very important role in picking up your formal attire. So, you should always go for fabrics which are stiffer, which look very neat, which actually stand, which holds onto your body, not something which is very flowy like a chiffon or a georgette. Those kind of give you that flowy look. So when you say flowy, what happens? We start associating it with dinners and romance and all that. So it's not very formal, right? So that is the whole thing that ladies can. There's a two end of spectrum. You can go for Western or Indian, and there are some people who are comfortable with both. You can have like weekly 2 days. You can go with Indian, and then the remaining three with Western. That.
All right. Now, these are very interesting things and very important things that you have told. I want to ask you, what is a good alternative for a legging? Because most of the women, they find salwars more comfortable. So, instead of a legging, what else could they wear?
Yes. One good option that is available currently in the stores is your cigarette pants. Yes, cigarette pants actually give you a very sleek look. It still slims you down, but the material is not of that spandex. When I say legging, it is more like that elastane or a spandex material. This comes more of a cotton or a linen. So it still gives you that very crisp look, but still it gives you a slimming effect.
And Nitasha, one more thing is, when you're wearing a skirt, how long should the skirt be, and whether stockings are a must or is it an option?
Yes. Okay. So the length of the skirt has to be on the knee or just half an inch to 1 inch below your knee. So anything above your knee might not look really good and not really presentable. Now, if you look at West, they usually, for them, wearing a skirt without stocking is considered very, it's not really a good sign. So you don't see ladies in the West actually keeping their legs bare. But again, in India, I would say wearing that stocking can actually bring up that professional look. But given the weather and subject to humidity, yes, it might be a challenge. But if given a chance and you really want to wear it, maybe for that one particular meeting where you are doing that presentation or you are the chairperson who's doing that and you want to wear a skirt, please wear a stock.
All right. And stocking should be which color, preferably?
See, there are two options. Now, some people go with black. Finding the right stocking with your skin tone is another challenge. You have to get that right. And don't buy when you buy stockings, you also have like budget stockings which are available. You're very sure and they don't really lend you a good shape. Don't buy that. So invest in a good quality one. If you really want to buy your stocking, some good branded ones, so that it gives you a nice shape and it actually serves the purpose. It is not very pure and it still looks good.
All right. And Natasha, you know what? When you're buying these, most of the people, they go to the malls, and to buy these stuff and maybe online. So, to get the right fit is sometimes a challenge. So, what would your tip be for people who are buying the trousers? Is it better to get it stitched or, go for the retail and then get it altered? Because, and also the quality in the retail, may not be as good. So, what is an alternative for them?
Yes. So, alternative, as you said, so this is again you'll have to try some brands. Now, certain brands might give you a comfort fit. Now, you've tried certain brands which are like your go-to. So this you're sure it's going to fit you. Now, getting the materials tailor-made is also a good option, but sourcing the right fabric and getting the right tailor is again a problem. So, if you have someone who can get your, you can just try it out. May not be initially. Do not pick up something which is very costly. Maybe try with a simple fabric, get a trouser or a skirt stitched, and if that's going to fit you, and then probably you can. You're going to be like a person whom you can trust, and probably invest in something like that. And I'd also like to mention here one thing. See, right now we have a lot of Indian brands really well with formal wear. Now, for example, And by Anita Dongre, and you have the Fable Street, you have Salt Attire. So, Fable Streets, they actually get you tailor-made options. So, you can give your measurement. So, these are like very good options for women.
All right. And Natasha, is it going to be very expensive for someone, because they're just starting off? So how expensive would how many clothes do you require actually to last? And, can they do it on a budget?
Yes, definitely you can do it on a budget. When I say yes, you can definitely do a work wardrobe on a budget. So as ladies, we have the tendency to splurge. They think like when you invest more in formal wear, you look good, but that's not the case. You probably you can go and check out some stores like probably like West Side. or something which actually offers you very good budget formal wear. They have a lot of collection from dresses to your skirts to your trousers. They are classy and nice. Again, see, the key is investing in pieces which will last long, which will not change with seasons, which will not change with trends. Now, for example, a pair of a black skirt, which is a classic item, which was there before and is going to stay. So investing something in a piece like that, or investing in a black trouser which is well fitted, will actually last you through, and it's also a value for money. So these pieces can be mixed and matched with multiple other pieces in your wardrobe. So I'd say, so it's like, I would say, pick up one trouser, pick up one pair of a skirt, one blazer, and a few pieces of shirts. 2 to 3 shirts. Again, with the white shirt is a must. A white collared simple shirt. This can be in a chiffon or a georgette material, as long as your pant or your trouser is tailored. And a blazer is a must for western wear. And another important thing is shoes. Now, a lot of people have this option, when they wear Indian wear or when they wear saris, you can still wear chappals or open toe. I would still not recommend, even with a sari or a kurta or a salwar kameez, please wear something which is a closed. The minute you show your toes, it does not look very professional or very formal. So investing in a good pair of shoe is very important. You can have a kitten heel or an inch, which a heel which is like 1.5 to 2 inch, or if you're not comfortable, wear a flat shoe which is like a solid black or a brown color. So these two colors, you can carry them with most of your outfits. They go from your sari to your skirts to your small dresses, everything. Yeah. And another thing is investing in a good handbag. Again, match your color of your shoe to the color of your handbag. Yeah. And I'd say pick up something in black or brown. So again, these two colors are very versatile. It can go around with entire wardrobe, but it has to be a structured bag, not something which is very flimsy and which is not holding its shape. Something like a rectangle or a square which can actually give you that shape will look very good with formal attire.
Yeah, so it's a very important point that you said, that your shoes and your shoes should be closed. Formal wear shoes is always closed, toes not visible, and shoes and bag match. Natasha, I just wanted to also ask you, saris. When it comes to saris, not that girls are wearing it nowadays, not much. Anything that they need to keep in mind, because saris, usually they keep it only for the traditional this thing, the traditional day in the office or something like that. So any particular tip to keep in mind when you're wearing traditional, the sari?
Sari, yes. So sari, when you say professional saris, which you want to wear it to work, I would say pick up something which is more cotton, linen, or raw silk or silk. So don't wear something again which is like a chiffon or a georgette. So it might not look as formal as a cotton would look. Again, the simple logic, something which is more crisp, which is more structured, looks more formal. Okay. And you can also play around with your blouses. Now, wear something which is high neck, which is with a collar, or you can even try out your tops, which if you feel the top is solid and which is actually a very structured top, you can wear it with a sari. And I'd say younger women should start wearing sari. They actually look good. So it's just that they shy away and they feel they're not comfortable. But it's a good choice.
Yeah, and I mean, I do wear a lot of saris, so I know it's like your saris actually last a lot more than the other outfit. And the best thing about a sari is you can fit in any age, because you put on or you lose, it always still fits. So I know it's a challenge to wear a sari, but there are a lot of perks to it. Coming to accessories, Natasha, what are the accessories? I mean, can you wear a little bit of accessory when you're going to college, to the office? And if so, how much, and what are the things what are the pieces that you can invest on?
Okay. The first thing I would say, invest in, every woman should have one piece of a pearl necklace. So this pearl necklace, a simple strand of a pearl beads, it's going to go again with all of your clothes, from your sari to your salwar to your dresses to your skirts. So that's one thing which is a classic and which is going to stay with time. Okay. Then if you're like a person who is a little, see, when I say on a personality scale, there are people who like to keep themselves a little toned down. There are people who are like very dramatic, who like to accessorize a lot. So the key is, you can accessorize, but have one thing in mind, that whenever you're doing something, don't overdo it. So what happens in your face or in your dress, there should be only one focal point. Now that focal point could come through the form of an accessory. It could come through the form of a lipstick. Now people who are very traditional, they are wearing like a big bindi, it could come through that, or it could be through your clothes. So something, if there are too many items which are, speaking out, which is screaming for attention, then it might look like it's too overpowering. So you might have to play around. One item, so if you're keeping your makeup subtle and your dress is also very simple, maybe that big chunky neck piece will work. So if your dress is a little, let's say you're wearing something like a red, and then you're still wearing something heavy on your neck, and then a red lipstick might to be too clashy. So investing in a pearl neck piece is one thing. And then earrings, I would still not recommend people to wear something which is very long or danglers. No, invest in a good quality stud. So again, that can serve the spectrum from a sari to a skirt. And watches are good investments. A simple classic watch, it could be in a metal or it could be a belt watch, a small, but not a very big dial. Again, not too very distractive. But then there are some ladies, who carry off these big dial watches very well. So if you're wearing like a very nice sari and you're like top to bottom, you're very muted, and that one accent piece on your hand actually looks good. So that way you might have to play around. Which is that one accent piece you want to bring up? But keep it minimal. Not everything should scream out for attention. So, other than your neck pieces in pearl, you can invest in something which is small and dainty, which is very delicate. And earrings, again, studs. Hands, you can put on bracelets and just keep the bracelets also. It should not be something which has hanging elements, which is structured and simple and nice, will look good.
All right. And if they for the first day of work, what would you say? What should they be wearing?
Okay, so now first day of work, I would say, so if you're into someone who's into Western wear, wear a pair of trousers. If you're really, really comfortable with a skirt, I'd still say go ahead, but again, ensure the length and everything. So trouser is a safe bet. So a lady who's not into Western wear and still, then you can wear maybe a nice salwar kameez, which is crisp cotton, and then the dupatta. The dupatta is very important. Do not wear it around your, around your entire torso. Just neatly wrap it and just pin it on one side or maybe two sides, but it has to be neatly draped. So that is something that you can wear, and and a nice bag and a closed tip shoe. It's going to keep you sorted.
Okay. And, people mix up business casuals with formal. So for a lady, what sort of business casuals can they actually wear to
Okay.
office?
All right. So all of these, what we spoke about is business casual. Again, a pantsuit, like a proper suit with a proper blazer and a trouser, that is also considered very formal for women. So if you want to tone that a little down, let's say you just want to wear a trouser with a shirt, or just a scarf. Now even scarves are good accessory items that ladies can play around with, because not many wear. So pick up, like, you get these scarves on a budget, nice ones. So something where you're wearing a plain shirt or a plain dress, just that one scarf is going to enhance that look. So those are one thing. Those are some things you can try. When it comes to business casual, again, skirts, not the mat suit. Now, if you're wearing a black skirt and something like a ruffle top, again, it's a business casual. As long as you're able to maintain that degree of formality. So business casual, usually we say do not wear denims or denim skirts or denim jackets or denim trousers. They're not considered business casual. So the minute you pair a denim with a formal shirt also, it kind of moves towards the casual spectrum. So stick on to something which is formal, like a skirt or a trouser. So even for kurtas, again, leggings I don't recommend. Kurtas with cigarette pants and proper tailored salwar suits are recommended as business casual for women.
Okay. Natasha, is there anything that you want, any tip that women have to keep in mind?
Okay, so certain things I would tell about is whenever you pick an outfit, just ensure your body type. Like which kind of a body do you have? Are you like really petite, or are you on the average side, or do you have some heavy elements which you want to like slim it down? So with the help of colors and lines, you can do that. So whenever you pick up formals, so the one tip is darker colors make you appear more slimmer. So probably picking something, let's say a skirt, I would say please go with something which is black or navy blue, because it's going to slim you down. And also when you pick up tops or shirts with lines, always go for vertical lines. Now vertical lines, what happens is and also thinner vertical lines, so they give you an illusion of height and also slimming effect. The minute it is horizontal and they are thicker, it's going to give you an illusion of width, so it might add a little bit of bulk and volume. And even the same happens with lighter colors. Now, colors which are like pastels, mint green, your BB pink, these are all light pastel colors. So this also can add a bit of bulk to your body. So you'll have to pick colors and lines very carefully based on your body type. Okay, so that's one tip that I'd like to give the ladies. And then yes, so you have to, try to move your personal style. Now, if you're a person who is into Western, maybe you can borrow some pieces from the Indian wear. And if you're into Indian only, bring in some elements of Western wear, and then you're going to have a very versatile wardrobe. So that's all I want to say.
Thank you. So, Nitasha, thank you. So, Nitasha is sharing with us a few slides to help us dress better. So, I hope you have a look at the slides, and also her contact details are there, so that in case you have any doubts or something, queries, you can always reach out to her. And Nitasha, thank you very much, and hope to see all of you dressing much better and having a great time at your workplace.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Bye bye.